Greetings, my lords and my ladies. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of the Immortals, where we uncover stories of our beloved heroes. And tonight I will tell you the tale of Medusa, a woman that was more than a monster. What comes to mind when you hear the name Medusa? A terrifying monster with snakes for hair? A creature who could turn a man to stone with a single glance. For centuries, that's all she was. A villain, a monster to be slain. But behind the legend, hidden in the oldest myth, is a story far more tragic and far more human. Our story begins not in the lair of a beast, but in a sacred place. Medusa was not born a monster. In the earliest version of her tale, she was one of the Gorgons. Yes, but she was also something else. She was a priestess. A priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. As a servant of the virgin goddess, Medusa took a vow of chastity. She was devoted, dedicated, and by all accounts exceptionally beautiful. Her beauty, however, was to become her curse. The sea god Poseidon was struck by her beauty. Overcome with the desire, he pursued her, and in the most common and tragic version of the myth, he didn't court her. He found her in the temple of Athena and there he assaulted her. This was an act of immense violation, but the gods of Olympus rarely saw mortals as victims. When Athena discovered what had happened in her sacred space, her wrath was terrible. She didn't punish Poseidon, instead she punished Medusa. She transformed her. Her beautiful hair became a nest of venomous snakes. Her skin turned cold and scaly, and her eyes were given a power that would make her an outcast forever, the power to turn any living thing that met her gaze to stone. Cursed and hideous, Medusa was banished from the world of men. She was sent to a remote cave, a monster to be feared and hunted. But was she a monster, or a victim punished for a crime committed against her? Her power was absolute. A single glance could end a life, freezing it in an eternal moment of panic. This was her curse, but also her only defense. The world had made her a monster, so she lived like one, alone in the dark. And then came the hero. Perseus, son of Zeus, was given an impossible task by a jealous king to bring back the head of the Gorgon Medusa. Armed with gifts from the gods, a mirrored shield from Athena, winged sandals from Hermes, a sword that could not bend. He crept into her cave. He knew better than to look at her directly. Using his shield as a mirror, he approached the cursed woman as she slept, or in some versions as she cowered in confusion, unable to understand why this man wouldn't meet her eyes. Medusa, the once beautiful priestess, the victim turned monster, was beheaded in her sleep. Her story, it seemed, was over. The hero had won, the monster was slain. But that was not her end. From the blood that spilled from her neck, two beings sprung forth. The winged horse Pegasus and the giant Chrysaor, golden sword in hand. Even in death, her power lived on. Her head was given to Athena, who placed it on her own shield, the Aegis, as a symbol of divine protection. Medusa, the victim, became the ultimate emblem of protective power, warding off evil. Today, Medusa's story is being retold. We no longer just see the monster, we see the woman who was failed by the gods. we see a symbol of rage against injustice, of the power that can be found in the aftermath of trauma. She has become an icon for survivors, a face for the fury of those who have been wronged. The story of Medusa is a reminder that history is written by the victors, but if we look closer, we can sometimes hear the voices of those turned to stone, and in them we find no monsters but ourselves. Medusa, more than a monster. Thank you for watching and see you again in the Infinity Kingdom. Bye bye.